Hello fellow cultivators, welcome to another video in the series of Rewrite Destinies of the game Tale of Immortal, and I think this would be the 7th video in this entire series. And so this video we are going to talk about Dao Mind and Dao Mind, special Dao Mind related destinies. And I'm doing this because I realized that I haven't really talked about the Dao Mind system or Tao Seed system in this game, and many people still was a bit confused about it, and this is not really their fault. It's a little bit more like development team's fault, but it's not really a big thing. It's more like a bad graphic design. So first of all, how do you see your Dao Mind? You press J, you enter this breakthrough or destiny page, and you see this little lotus flower here. You can get this lotus flower in any stage. You click this, and here it should be your Dao Mind. And as the main character of this game, we all start with Nameless Dao Mind. So Dao Mind starting from birth, go to essence, and then go to perfection. This is the circle. And so there are 3 stages. The first stage, you put your mouse here, damage dealt plus 5%. Second stage, damage taken minus 10%. And third stage, damage dealt by you and or summon unit plus 10%. So there are different types of Tao Seeds. If you go to check an NPC, they will have a different Tao Seed, and they will have different effect in the third stage. So that's the main difference there. And this episode will talk about what are those special destinies you can only get if you get those Tao Seed. But before that, we talk just a clearance of how things work. So if you're starting the game, you might see this Tao Seed progression grows with time. And actually, people were wondering, how do you grow this? If you put your mouse here, go to this thing, it's written here, it can increase, first of all, naturally, and also spar with other cultivators, debate, and do cultivate. So this one way is to increase and decrease, defeat by other cultivators, humiliated, your stack destroyed, party member disown you, family member dies. And finally, when this fails to 0, and then the state deteriorates, and then force disappear, it breaks completely. So what does this mean? So if you manage to get your entire Tao Seed back to here, and continues more, it goes to the shattered state. Starting with damage dealt minus 10%, go to damage taken plus 10%, and finally completely shattered. You cannot break through in this case. However, at this stage, you can change your Tao Seed, because at this stage, you are basically lose your entire Tao Seed. And if you are lucky and have a good friend, or relative, or master, they might teach their Tao Seed to you, and this is the way to get a different Tao Seed from the Nameless one. I mean, technically, when you finish the Taoist Pavilion quest, you could change your Nameless into Nameless-Holy and Nameless something, which I don't remember, and in that to get the 2 special destiny as well. But in that case, you didn't really change the Nameless, so you still have this same effect. So, and here's the part when I'm talking about bad graphic design, because when it increases to perfection, it feels like if you increase it more, it goes to shatter. But that is simply wrong. There's nothing connected in between this. And I know it's not really visible, but you can sort of see even here there is a very, very light yellow line connecting to here, but there's no yellow line between this and this. So don't worry about that. You won't go into shatter past perfection. And so why am I talking about Tao Seed in this video when it's about destinies? I briefly mentioned there is Supernova Sword and King of Crabs or something like that. So those are 2 special destinies if you finish Taoist Pavilion quest chain, and you can change your Nameless to Nameless-Holy or something. But also NPCs have different Tao Seed, and here is each Tao Seed have a different rewrite destiny list. So as the Nameless one, we are adjustable to everything. So this list contains every single normal general breakthrough possible destinies. However, if you are having a different Tao Seed, then this list will be much shorter. And also, for each different Tao Seed, they will add in one special destinies. And this video is where we'll be talking about those special destinies. And so yeah, let's start with Nameless-Holy. So this is your Nameless Tao Seed will be converted into Nameless-Holy if you take the Taoist Mind Pavilion, that route in the quest chain. And this doesn't really change anything. If you put your mouse here, you still deal 10% damage by all summon units, except you add 40 luck. So it's pretty great. And it also doesn't change any pool of this. But this does allow you to get this destiny, Supernova Sword. I think you guys have seen this sword in many of my videos, and it's really easy to track the eye because it's one of the most fancy skill in this game. So every time when you use your special skill, not every time actually, it will summon 7 flying swords rotating around and shooting sword all everywhere. The damage it does is not that big, but it greatly increases your damage attack frequency, and which means you are really good for either a lightning build or a true damage build, for example Palm or Blade of Heavenly Eye, or you can even combine all this together, so Lightning Palm, and it is quite good. And let's say even though this damage doesn't look good, and if you have some damage amplification with, for example, Fire Motion plus Fire Secret Menu, it's Fairy Flames, this damage can be considerable as well. So it's really good. The thing is, it does not really let's say every time you use a special skill, it will appear. So first of all, it won't disappear as long as the special skill dealing damage, right? And lasts for at least 7 seconds and at most 20 seconds. But there's a cooldown is actually 20 seconds. So if your special skill have less than 20 seconds cooldown, then the first time you use your special skill, you summon this. Second time, you won't summon it again. And many times, your Supernova Sword have already disappeared. And next time you use special skill, if you are still in the 20 seconds cooldown, then you still won't manage to summon it. And this is actually one of the reasons why Lightning Cloud is really good special skill, because it deals continuous damage. And it's also lightning. So, and yeah, I think this one is way better than the other one if you choose the other route, which I'll just talk next time. And here we go. The second type of special, now my Nameless-Unique. This is when you choose the Mind Snap Temple, that route, and it's exactly the same what the Tao Mind does. The same thing with Nameless and plus 40 luck. Doesn't change the list. And what's the difference is it allows you to bring this one, King of the Dark River. And this is actually, it's so-called Crab King, but doesn't really look like crab at all. So it used to be one of the best skills when you are using a summon build like wood or earth. So it basically allows you to summon this giant Crab King, and then it will reduce all your summon units' life by 50%. And also this Crab King will basically take vitality from your summoning units every 3 seconds, which helps you to recover damage. And also, each of the summoning unit present increase Crab King's damage up to 225%. This is another reason why you want a giant amount of summon, but that is anyways what you want to do with the summon build. So I said it used to be one of the best. It's the reason that after the Reborn Transcendent update, everything in this game are boosted up, like damage are boosted, enemy HP are boosted, and they didn't really change the Crab King damage that like for scaling. So the Crab King damage becomes much less, and so it's not that good anymore. If this is the only problem, it's not a problem. I mean, it's still nice to have it, right? As long as you can keep your summons alive. But the second problem is, yeah, it does really take HP from your summons. And if the enemy can deal a lot of damage like the Immortals, then your summons will maybe die faster. And that is still not the main problem. The main problem is the Crab King is really laggy. It makes your so summon builds, especially like wood, is already quite laggy in late game. And if you take this guy, it basically really makes this game into a PowerPoint. But anyways, let's try to show you what does this thing do. Alright, so now I am using a summon build. I have these two summons. I use my ult here, and this giant bloody thing, this fish is a crab king, and you see that it does drain a lot of damage, 3 HP from this, and it will dodge some attack. Its attack is not too bad, but you see that its attack frequency is a bit low, and that's one of the main problems. And also you see this red dots coming to the crab, that's taking the HP from those ones. So you better have a good HP recovery way, because otherwise this will make your summons lose HP continuously. But it does do some damage. The thing is, you can't control it to attack something, and sometimes it's really annoying. The next downmine is Restlessness. It's pretty long, and so this is one of the things. Starting from this one until next end of this video will be all about those special downmine earlier for NPCs and those special destinies earlier for NPCs. So you can see first of all this thing looks different, and also now if you look at the perfection, it's agility plus 10%. So it's not as good as your nameless one. And now if you look at the destiny pool, you see it's much less, right? And it's not too good, to be honest. So most of the Tao Seed for NPCs are like this, that it's not really worth it to change it. There's only one special case that it's worth it to change, but I will talk about that at the end of the game, which I guess people who have watched my video for quite some time already knew what I'm talking about. But anyways, let's come back to here. You see the first destiny in this list, Quick Wit. This won't appear if you have Nameless one. This is specialized to Restlessness downmine. And what does it do? It chants the trigger after entering the battle. When a cultivator ally is defeated in battle, there's a chance the medical team will appear with a stretcher to save the ally. And so it's funny because NPCs can have this, and you might actually also have seen this in battles like sect battles, you know. And sometimes you kill, you can see a little, it's literally like a medical team coming down to take them away. And it's fun and everything, but you know what I will talk about is useless for you as an MC to have it. So yeah. The next one in the list is Nature, Tao Seed. And yeah, the perfection is martial spiritual skill range plus 20%, so not useful. The rewrite destiny pool, not that great neither. You know, there are, I wouldn't suggest to change to this downmine. So the special destiny is the fairy Bristle. So what does it do? Chance to trigger after enter a battle, summons a wide boar layer that lasts for 30 seconds. The boar layer summons boars continue for 10 seconds to join the battle and have small chance of summoning a female Duncan. And cooldown 120 seconds. The female Duncan picks up a random cultivator and returns to the lair, throwing the enemy out, dealing high damage. This skill can interrupt motion skills. So probably one of the most hated skill in this game when the NPC have it. So the Duncan layer, I mean, if you have encounters NPC with this skill, you know what I'm talking about. It's extremely annoying. So the wide boar are okay. The main problem is female Duncan. It can interrupt motion skill, including wind motion. So don't you think your sword wind build is invincible against NPCs? Because the female Duncan can still break your motion, take you into their lair, and having fun with you. So yeah. So this is the layer of the pig Duncans, and these are the general pigs it summons. So it will summon the pig every few seconds. I am not sure if it will ever summon the female Duncan without an NPC as enemy, but at least now it haven't appeared. So these pigs themselves are not really much able to deal with, but in order to deal with NPC with such a skill, it's better just to break this layer first. And just now the female Duncan appeared for like just very few seconds, but yeah, that thing is really annoying. The next one in our list, Obeying Heaven, and the perfection agility 10%, again not that great. The destiny pool, not great neither. And the special destiny, Golden Needle Point. So, what is it? Chance to trigger when there are multiple cultivator teammates. Reduce damage taken by 50% and damage increase 15%. Lasts 30 seconds, cooldown 120 seconds. You can see that it's just like the first one I'm talking about. It is kind of designed for NPC to have it, so that you can have it more fun in like sect battles, like including those battles to take over resource point or in general giant sect wars, because it's fun to have some, heaven chosen NPC who have such kind of destinies, which basically boosts up the entire team much better. And it's also nice to have some NPC to have this destiny in your sect. But again, if you have this downmind and try to take this, not worth it. Next one, Goodness. Similar to previously, and the effect is even worse. Focus cost when using Elixir and Artifact minus 20%, and who cares? Destinies, I don't even want to check it, simply because if you have such a useless perfection thing, what's the point of this? And yeah, doesn't seem to have anything really useful, worthy to take this. So, special destiny. Regains Strand's scattered elements, probably the longest destiny name ever in this game, but it's again something for NPC to have, like when there are multiple cultivator teammates, it can trigger sacrifice 20% HP to put on shield on all allies. Shield or allies equal to sacrifice HP, not affected by control skill. Seem to be pretty good, because if you have 10 allies, you lose 20% of HP, and each of them gain 20% HP, that's 10 times HP increase. Sadly, not much useful as a MC. Next one, Unobstructing. Perfection, damage from cultivators minus 15%. So this is kind of specialized against cultivators, I think including you, if NPC have it. And I won't just try to read the guy's destiny list at this point, but it does have Combat Expertise Bare Hand and Combat Expertise Earth Fire, as well as Warlord Phantom. So these three are actually in general quite good. So yeah. But apart from this, there's nothing really great neither. So what it does, Floating Illusion, the special one. Chance to trigger after entering battle when there's one enemy cultivating the battle, one bubble fall from the sky for random location every 5 seconds. An enemy cultivator touch the bubble will get wrapped up for 3 seconds. So it's quite a nice control thing. And I think again, this is probably again one of the cases that you might see when you're against other NPCs in the game. You can see those bubbles falling down from the thing, and I can't show you because I won't try to fight an enemy cultivator at this point. But what you need to do against NPC have it, just avoid the bubble. It somewhat limits your motion. That's it. But it's not too bad. So when you're against NPC with this thing, be a bit more careful about the bubbles. Next one, Brightness. And Perfection, again, skill range plus 20%, not much useful. Looking at this, martial skill specification and blood energy, so two pretty good destinies are actually available from this pool. So it's like, but once you change this, you cannot come back to Nameless. So be careful if you want to get it, but it can be a way. So the whole idea of when I look at this list is, when the list is much shorter, each time you have a better chance to get the destiny you want. But in general, they are not really worth it because you change too many things. For complete build, you might not only want martial skill specification and blood energy, you might want something else as well. And like combat expertise, for example, and this one don't have it. And like, especially when this effect is not good, then it's not really worth it to change it. Anyways, the special destiny, Lightning Rumble, I haven't really actually checked it. Chance to trigger after entering the battle. The Rainstorm after lasts 30 seconds and reduce all enemy agility by 10%. And when the Rainstorm active, Lightning Force ally with the highest vitality every 2 seconds, dealing 600 damage to the ally and enemies within a range. Much higher damage, 6000 damage. Interesting. I actually never really take a look into this. Let's see if this will work out. Are you going to trigger? It triggers. So it is raining and there is a lightning going on me. And because this guy is near me, so it does get some damage as well. But yeah, because it's alive, but I am literally including myself. So it's not much useful, not really worth it to take this thing just for that. Next one, Kindling. Again, not really much to say. Again, a skill range one, not too great. Even the skill special destiny it has, not too great. It's a chance to trigger when there are multiple cultivator teammates, reduce damage taken by 60% and 30% damage taken by ally cultivators taken by you. So it's literally not good for yourself. It's something for an NPC to use to benefit their teammates. So yeah, I will skip this one really fast. It's just not great. Next one, Blamelessness. Oh, the name is getting more and more strong, longer and more difficult to pronounce. Perfection damage from cultivator minus 15%. Again, one of the ones against cultivators. List pool. It looks similar. Combat expert is bare hand and earth fire. Martial skill specification. Quite good, but without blood energy. But it does have blood power, so if you already get blood energy, you can use this to get blood martial skill specification, blood power. And yeah, it has the combat expertise Earth Fire, which is great for anything. So the special destiny, special thing, Wild Desert Blade. Chance to trigger 10 seconds after entering the dungeon. The sandstorm lasts 60 seconds, and all the enemy take damage at 1% managed maximum HP per second. So 60 seconds, 1 maximum HP, so that's 60% of HP taken without you doing anything. Looks quite great, right? But for boss it's only 0.3, so for cultivator also 0.3, that's like 20% of HP. And their speed reduced by 5%. Looks not too bad, to be honest, if you think about it. And but 60 seconds was a really long time. Well, it's hard to say because this thing doesn't really take the damage according to its maximum HP, but you can also see this effect, Wild Desert. This effect here. Oh, it is taking effect, and dear God, it's taking a lot of HP to this thing. So be careful when you're against enemies with NPCs with this effect. Because I don't need to do anything. They are dealing damage according to their maximum HP. So in general, I would say it's not too bad. I mean, if you don't have anything else to use, this is not a bad idea, and the pool of destinies is also not too bad neither. So not too bad. Next one, Seclusion, and the perfection skill. Focus cost, not good. Rewrite Destiny, have combat expertise weapon. Nothing much else to say, I think. It does have medicine for everyone, and old but strong. So for NPCs who have old but strong, they can be very annoying. So yeah, so that's one thing. And apart from this, medicine for everyone. Let's check what does it do. Chance to trigger when there are multiple cultivator teammates. I think you have seen this before. When active, damage dealt is reduced by 50%, and all ally cultivator receive the effects of any recovery elixir used. Last 60 seconds, cooldown 120 seconds. So again, not for you, but for NPCs who have a lot of elixirs. Every time they use elixir, every single ally in their team will also recover HP or MP. I mean, is it really doing anything in actual battles? I'm not even sure about that, because NPCs does take, I know they do take elixirs, and it can be annoying, I assume, but what I feel is most of NPCs are so weak and fragile, you defeat them in a few seconds, but so yeah, it does do something. Next one, Temperance. Perfection effect, focus cost, meh. Rewrite Destiny list. Well, old but strong, that's one thing. Combat expertise weapon, wind lightning. Well, that's there. Is there anything other than this? So, again, it's one of the cases that NPCs can be very annoying because it's old but strong thing. And also, as well, this Shadowchase peel is actually quite annoying with NPC as well. So, chance to trigger after enter battle, every 30 seconds of activation you leave a bomb every 5 seconds moved. Then there can be maximum 12 bombs existing. The bomb explodes and it touches, and dealing quite some damage. So let's just take a look. I mean, again, I think you probably haven't faced this when you are dealing with NPCs. Moving, and yeah, that. With a little egg, and then when it triggered, it deals with this damage from here and here, and its damage can be quite high. So, especially NPCs with this thing as the effect, as well as old and strong, is one of the most annoying NPCs to deal with, just like those Duncan layer ones. So be careful with this thing. Next one, Permanence. Perfection, agility 10%. Meh. And what does it have? Combat Expert Spare Hand and Earth 5. That's a good one. Warlord Phantom can be good for some build. Niche. Apart from that, nothing much to say. Blood Power 1. Yeah, good in general. And Transmuted Strength. What does it even do? Chance to trigger when there are multiple cultivated teammates. Okay, another one of these things. When the vitality of cultivated teammates lower than 30%, 50% current HP is used, and all enemy deals 15% less damage and take 50% more damage. Interesting. So basically, before you kill NPC, any NPC, if their team have one NPC with this thing, then you deal less damage and take more damage. So if you have multiple, I don't know if this stacks or not, but if you have multiple NPCs with this thing, it can be a bit annoying, I assume. But yeah, not really useful for us. The next down mine is Fortune, and the Perfection is simply luck plus 40, and you know that this is not really useful because you can already get Nameless-Holy or Nameless-Unique. You get luck plus 40 as well as 10% damage by yourself with and your all allies, so not really useful. Now, the Rewrite Destiny list looks nothing fancy. It has blood energy and martial skill specification, so which is not too bad. But the rewrite, the first special rewrite is again Fairy Bristle, so we already knew what does it do. So yeah, I don't think I need to show it again. And the next down mine is Dawning, and it's similar to the previous one, luck plus 40. And the rewrite destiny list, okay. The special destiny, Golden Needle points. So again, have introduced before. Some rewrite down mine actually have the same special rewrite destiny with others. So which basically reduce some part of my some length of this video. So I'm happy about that. And this one will be actually a special case, because I especially put these three down mine in the end of the game, of this video, it's because their perfection effect is skill cooldown minus 10%. Anything which makes your cooldown reduce is extremely rare and extremely good. So if you have seen one of my videos about the strongest builds in this game, which allows you to use blood energy 3, use a mastery minus 25%, the sub skill, Wandering Cloud Transition Effect 2 set, as well as Tao Mind, Tao Seed, with this special skill cooldown minus 10%, not special skill, just any skill cooldown minus 10%. This allows you to have 0 cooldown special skills for some special, a certain list of special skills, and they are extremely powerful. You can say it's the most powerful builds in this game. Especially, it doesn't really clash with anything like Fairy Flame with fire, or Stun with a feast. So basically, you can have a standard 0 cooldown special skill with Fairy Flame damage amplification, with 5 times critical damage with a fifth divine power, and these three adding together, it gives you the extremely crazy damage output, like you defeat, for example, Spear Immortal in few seconds. Few literally means few, less than 5. That's how great it is. And there are 3 down mind which can achieve this. One of them is Mindfulness. I put this one in the first because this also have a special rewrite destiny. Is it worth to take it? Not really. But one thing great about this one is it directly allows you to take has blood energy 1 in this list. So if you really desperately want to get the 0 cooldown build, you anyways need to change your down mind. And if you already have every other destinies available there, you take those ones. You are really lucky for blood energy 1. Then you can take this guy, Mindfulness. And then because this list is much shorter, you have much higher chance to appear blood energy 1 for you to reach 0 cooldown. And apart from this, let's see what the special one does. King of Fox Q. Chance to trigger after inter battle. Summons a charming fox, 25 seconds. Fox sends charming kiss to the enemy and kiss enemy turns into frogs with minus 30 agility. It's actually quite powerful because this effect, I think it actually works with NPCs. I'm not exactly sure does it work with mystical beasts or not, but I can test it out. And this is the fox. Please do something. Because I really try to see if you can actually if you can actually make this Duncan. It doesn't seem to work that well. You can see this. It's first of all, it has HP, so it can be killed. Second, it's the chance to actually make them into a small thing is not that high. So yeah. And just come back to say a bit back again. So in principle, this can be quite powerful because it changes the enemy into frogs and you can deal with them much better. The problem is the fox, it has HP, so it can be killed easily. You can see that even a simple Duncan can kill it. And it also does, this charming kiss is not that frequent. So if this thing become more frequent, it become much more powerful. But again, I don't think they will change this because it will become a bit too powerful, especially with NPCs who have this thing. And if you are forced to against NPCs have this thing, yourself changed into a little frog, that's not fun. But still, just by the fact that it has minus 10% skill cooldown, it is worth it to take this. But remember, if you want to take this thing, your destiny is much more limited. And a second destiny, which has minus 10% skill cooldown, is Will. And Will in this case, it has transmuted strength, so you already know what does it do. It's not good, it's for NPCs to have. But on the other hand, it kind of completes the mindfulness, because mindfulness has blood energy, right? Will has blood power, also has martial skill specification. And so basically, and even have combat expertise Earth 5 for you to have a fire out with Phoenix to generate fairy flames, or let's say combat expert bare hand for you to have the shield to stun enemy to reach 5 times critical damage. So it's actually have a really good list of right destinies. The only problem is it does not have blood energy, which is one essential part if you want to use this Now Mind with skill cooldown to reach 0 cooldown special skills. So yeah, if you are lucky to get blood energy, take it to 3 before, then you can consider change to the Will and then get 0 cooldown. And also it has quite good list, martial skill specification, blood power, combat expertise. Yeah. And finally, Inconclusiveness. This is the third Now Mind, which provides you skill cooldown minus 10%. But the rewrite destiny isn't that good at all. Let's say it has blood power, that's probably the only interesting part. And yeah, quick wit, you already know what does it do, so I won't show it again as well. So that's the 3 special Dao Mind, which give you skill cooldown 10%, and I think this video covers most of the special skills you have. So I would say King of the Fox skill is quite good, and the Wild Desert Blade, which deal damage per HP, enemy HP, is quite good. Then I don't even remember what's the name. I think Fairy Bristle, the one summons Dunkang layer and female Dunkang, very annoying. Apart from this, the one which leaves, I think, shadow tracing peel or something. The one leaves a little egg on the ground, and then when you trigger it, it deals a cross fire damage. Can be annoying with NPC. As well, even the one which summons bubbles on the, which will stun, basically control you for 3 seconds, also can be annoying with NPC. So when you're against NPCs with those Dao Mind, be a bit more careful. You know that what their skill is, and you know what kind of ways you can deal with. But for yourself to have this kind of Dao Mind, in general, not worth it, apart from the last 3 with this special build. So yeah, I'm sorry, I don't think I'm talking very fluently in this video, but that's will be conclude for this video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, if you like this content, please consider leave a like and subscribe, and or leave a comment about what you want to hear next. So thank you again, and I will see you next time.